It's midday from Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria.
He's onside this time. He's got Crespo in support. Here's Hernan Crespo, 2-0.
From the thunderous roar of the stadium to the silent moments that made history, from the dusty fields of Africa to the bright lights of the world stage, this is Sports Echo.
And he's in. A goal in 50 seconds from Milan. Oh, would you believe it? Paolo Maldini, the skipper, has scored it. Here's Kaka. Lifted into Shevchenko. He's onside this time. He's got Crespo in support. Here's Hernan Crespo, 2-0. Hernan Crespo. Look at that from Kaka. And what a pass too for Crespo. And what a goal that is. What a goal that is. Hernan Crespo again. Sublime pass by Kaka. Milan now play for Milan as well. In towards Gerrard. Hello. Hello. Here we go. Steven Gerrard puts a grain of doubt in the back of Milan minds and gives hope to all the many thousands of Liverpool fans.
Good afternoon, sports lovers. This is Sport Echoes on Melody 100.7 FM. On this show, we dive deep into the stories behind the scores, the legends, the heartbreaks, the breakthroughs, and the unforgettable moments that shape sports as we know it today. And yes, there's also the quiz segment where I ask questions, and if you win them, you're going to get something towards the end of the show. All right, from Nigerian golden goals to Olympic shocks to African giants that shook the world stage, this show is your backstage pass to the past. We're going to be bringing you facts, voices, memories, and maybe even a few cheers as we relive the moments that made fans scream, nations proud, and history take note. So whether you're in traffic or at home or you're just chilling with your radio, I promise you this, after today, you will never see sport the same way again. All right, I welcome you in the name of the chairman, Melody FM, Prophet Sam Adebayo Joe, Baba Authority. And also the general manager of Melody 100.7 FM, Eniola Afolabi, the sports marshal. Pretty the finest Avegoke is the producer of the show. Daniel Adeyemi, my brother, is the studio manager for today. Amos 33, engineer Amos 33 is the man doing justice to the engineering today. All right, I'm Akinbobola, Egunfemi. Welcome aboard. Today is going to be very, very interesting because when we talk about sports, the spotlight often shines brightest on the men, but behind the scenes and increasingly on the main stage, women have been breaking barriers, rewriting records, and changing the face of competition. In Nigeria, from the tracks of the football fields, from the basketball courts to the table tennis tables, women have not only competed, also they've conquered. Now, becoming symbols of resilience and pride for the nation, their story goes beyond medals. They represent courage, determination, and the fight for recognition in a male-dominated space. Today in Sport Echoes, we're going to take a closer look at some of the remarkable women who have shaped the history of sport in Nigeria and across the world. So today we're going to be talking about the remarkable women who have shaped the history of sport in Nigeria and across the world. And yes, this segment is divided into three. First, the Super Falcons, where we're going to be talking about top women also in other sports. So under the Super Falcons, because it's going to encompass Nigeria. It's going to be something about Nigeria. We're still going to talk about top women in other sports. So it's not just the Super Falcons. Yeah, we talk about athletics, we talk about table tennis, the women that has really done well in this segment. The second segment, the World Cup legacy. And the third segment, the Women National Basketball Association. I mean, people call it WNBA. That was when the Super Falcons of Nigeria defeated South Africa in the just concluded WAFCON, which they eventually won. Yes, and they've won it 10 out of 13. Now, starting from the first segment, that's the Super Falcons. I call them the Trailblazers. Yes, their story begins with the Super Falcons, Nigeria's women's national football team. They've been Africa's most dominant side since women's football took off on the continent. Now, think about this. The Falcons have won 10 out of 13 Women African Cup of Nations titles. That's total dominance right there. And on the world stage, they've been pioneers too. They were the first African women's team to reach the quarterfinals of the World Cup back in 1999. That run in the United States put Nigeria on the global women's football map right there. Now, fast forward to 2023. At the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand, the Falcons stunned the world again. They had Olympic champions Canada to a draw, defeated co-host Australia, and reached the round of 16. The performance didn't just lift Nigerian football. It reminded the world that Africa has serious talent in women's sports. Now, just to add that, the Nigerian Women's Football League, NWFL, is a vital part of the Super Falcons story because it's where most of these stars are groomed before moving abroad. Now, let me weave it neatly into segment 1, Nigeria's impact, so it flows naturally with the Falcons. So this is a sub-segment, the Falconers and the wider sports story. So when we talk about women's sport in Nigeria, football is the heartbeat, and no team embodies that more than the Super Falcons. But behind their global success lies the foundation at home. The Nigeria's Women's Football League, the NWFL, now the Falcons have dominated the African game like no other. 10 Women African Cup of Nations titles, appearance at the single. They've had all appearances at the single FIFA Women's World Cup since 1991, and the history of producing legends like Mercy Akide, Perpetua Okocha, and today's superstar Asisat Oshoala. Now, their quarter-final run at the 1999 World Cup set the tone. Their performance in 2023 holding Canada, defeating co-host Australia, and reaching the round of 16 showed the world that Nigeria is still Africa's flag bearer in women's football. But none of this would be possible with Nigeria's Women's Football League, that's the NWFL. This is where the Falcon star caught their teeth before moving abroad. Just like the MPFL for the male, the NWFL is for the female. Clubs like Bayelsa Queens, Rivers Angels, Nasarawa Amazons, and Delta Queens have been the breeding ground for talent. For instance, Asisat Oshoala played for Rivers Angels before her career took her to Liverpool. And not just Liverpool, remember Arsenal, Barcelona Feminine, right now she plays for Al Hilal right there, Saudi Arabia. Onome AB, Nigeria's most capped player, also came through the local league. The NWFL has not only produced players for the Falcons, but it has also given young women across Nigeria a platform to chase professional football careers. Though challenges remain, from funding to visibility, the league continues to play a crucial role in sustaining Nigeria's dominance in African women's football. So in summary, the Falconets, the Flamingos, we've got a game today right here in Ibadan against Rwanda. Yes, beyond the senior team, Nigeria's youth sides have also shown. The Falconets reached the Under-20 World Cup finals, while the Flamingos claimed a bronze at the 2022 Under-17 World Cup. And many of these players were first spotted in the NWFL before making their way to the national setup. Hence, the pipeline local league to youth team to the Super Falcons is why Nigeria continues to produce stars who compete at the highest level. Now, beyond football, we've also got Nigeria's women leading everywhere. So outside football, athletes like Toby Amuson in athletics, Esther Brumer in long jump, and the D Tigress in basketball have also put Nigeria on the global sports map. Together with the Falcons, they paint the picture of a country where women are rewriting the history of sports. So who are these women? Yes, in football, you talk about the likes of Mercy Akide Udo, one of Nigeria's first female football stars, winner of the inaugural African Women's Footballer of the Year 2001. Perpetua Uwocha, the legendary Super Falcons forward, four-time African Women's Footballer of the Year, and record goal scorer at the Women's African Cup of Nations. Asisat Oshuala plays for Al Hilal currently, but she played for the likes of Barca Feminine Star, five-time African Women's Footballer of the Year, and Nigeria's most successful female footballer internationally. And yes, there's Florence Omagbemi, former Super Falcons captain who led Nigeria to several continental titles and later coached the team to victory at the 2016 WAFCON. And also to add Onome Ebi, veteran defender, first African woman to play at six FIFA Women's World Cup. What a feat from that woman. In basketball, Ufon Udoka, key player in Nigeria's first Olympic women's basketball team, 2004, later served as assistant coach of the D Tigress. There's Ezie Kalu, point guard, instrumental in D Tigress Afro basket victory. The likes of Amy Okonkwo, Promise Samu Kamara, top girls right there. And also Mali-based Aisha Muhammad, the veteran of multiple Afro basket tournaments, influential in raising Nigeria's basketball profile. In tennis, Yetunde Odunuga Oluche, among Nigeria's early table tennis figures, inspiring women in racket sports, and Oyinlomo Kadri, Oyinlomo Kadri, emerging star, Nigeria's highest-ranked junior female tennis player in recent years. Now, you talk about athletics. You mentioned the likes of Mary Onyali or Magbemi, Nigeria's sprint queen, multiple Olympic and Commonwealth Games medalists. Falilat Ogunkoya, 400-meter specialist, Olympic bronze medalist in Atlanta 1996. Chioma Ajunwa, Nigeria's first Olympic gold medalist, long jump, Atlanta 1996. Not to forget Blessing Okagbari, Commonwealth gold medalist and Olympic finalist in sprint and long jump. And the most recent, Toby Amusan, world record holder in 100-meter hurdles 2022, Nigeria's first women champion in athletics, and most recently she won a silver medal not up to 2 months. I mean, she just did it. She got a silver, and she won the only medal at the just concluded World Championship at Tokyo right there. I mean, top woman, Toby Amusan, is just one person that defines resilience, and she's always so emotional when she wins some of these medals. But when it comes to athletics, right now in Nigeria, you have to give it to that woman, Toby Amusan. So in boxing, there's Ellen Joseph, Nigeria's first female professional boxing champion. Mary Oyali, boxing promoter, advocated for women in boxing and combat sports. Loveling Obiji, Paralympic powerlifting champion, inspiring inclusion in Nigerian sports. Table tennis, Funke Oshinaike, African table tennis legend, record 7th Olympic appearance at the Tokyo 2020. Ofyong Edem, consistent African representative in global table tennis competitions right there. And just to add sport administration and advocacy, Chioma Ajunwa Opara, after athletics, she became a police officer and sport advocate. Mary Oyali, now a sport administrator, serving as a special advisor technical to the Director General of the Nigerian Sports Ministry. Amina Mohammed, yes, active in promoting grassroots women's sport development. And yes, the challenges, of course, it has always not been easy. Nigerian women athletes have had to battle for recognition, proper funding, and for fair treatment. Example, the Super Falcons. They have staged several protests over unpaid allowances, poor conditions, and yet, despite the orders, they keep showing up, they keep winning, and they keep inspiring. And what makes this moment exciting is that things are starting to shift. There's more global attention to Nigerian women athletes than ever before. Stars like Asisa Toshoala, who used to play for Barcelona Feminine and right now plays for Al Hilal, has had 5 African Women's Footballer of the Year awards, and a proof that Nigerian talent can shine on the biggest stage. Add in the rise of young track stars, the consistency of the Tigress, and the strong showings of youth football tournaments. And you can see why many say the future of women's sports in Nigeria looks brighter than ever. So when we say Nigeria's impact of women's sports, we are not just talking about medals and trophy. We're talking about a generation of women who refuse to be sidelined, who fought for their place, and who are now inspiring millions of young girls to believe that they too can rise to the top. Now, from the streets of Lagos to the stadium of Sydney, the Nigerian story is one of resilience, dominance, and undeniable global influence. Now, straight to the second segment, Women's World Cup Legacy. If women's sport today feel unstoppable, one of the biggest engines behind the momentum is that the FIFA Women's World Cup, since its launch in 1991, it has grown from a modest tournament into one of the most powerful global sporting events, inspiring millions of young girls, rewriting records, and creating household names. Now, let's take a journey through that legacy. The first Women's World Cup was held in 1991 in China with just 12 teams. Back then, the tournament did carry the same weight as the men's version. In fact, FIFA even called it Women's World Championship for the M&M Cup. But the football on display was spectacular, and the US emerged as the first champions. By 1999, hosted in the US, the tournament exploded into popularity. That year's final, played in Pasadena Rose Bowl before 19,000 fans, 90,000 fans, not 19,000 fans, 90,000 fans, is still one of the most iconic moments in women's sports history. Brandy Chastain penalty, a shootout celebration where she took off her jersey, arms wide, became a symbol of empowerment for women around the world. And over the years, Women's World Cup grew in size and stature from 12 teams in 1991 to 16 in 1999, and then 24 teams by 2015. The tournament was no longer just about the United States, Norway, or Germany. African nations like Nigeria, Asian giants like Japan, South American flair with Brazil all began to make their mark. Japan's triumph in 2011 was another turning point, the first Asian nation to win. They did it against the mighty USA just months after a devastating earthquake and tsunami. It showed how women's football could not just carry a sporting importance, but also national healing and pride. France 2019 took things to another level. For the first time, Women's World Cup felt like a truly global festival, covered wall-to-wall in media and embraced by sponsors. The US won again, led by stars like Megan Rapinoe, Alex Morgan, but the real victory was off the pitch. FIFA reported 1.12 billion viewers worldwide, with 82 million tuning in for the final alone. Conversation about equal pay, investment, and respect for women's football grew louder than ever. The World Cup had become more than a tournament, it's now a platform for change. And then came 2023, the biggest Women's World Cup yet, with 32 teams. It shattered records, over 2 million tickets sold, over almost 2 billion viewers globally at Park Stadium in Sydney, Melbourne, and Auckland. This was the World Cup where underdogs stole the headlines. Jamaica advanced past the group stage. Morocco stunned the world on debut. And of course, yes, Nigeria lit up the tournament, holding Canada, defeating co-host Australia. I remember that classic goal from Asisat Oshoala and making it into the round of 16. Yes, where they lost to England right there on penalties. I don't think England actually did win us comfortably. You have to always give thumbs up to the D-Tigers of Nigeria. Spain eventually lifted the first ever title, but the real winners were the millions of young girls who saw women's football at its peak. Fast, competitive, emotional, and world class. Now, zooming back to Nigeria, the Super Falcons have been part of the World Cup story since the very beginning in 1991. They are one of the only handful of teams to appear in every edition. You see why I rate this girl so much? I mean, being part of the World Cup every time. Now, from the quarterfinal run in 1999 to the giant-killing display in 2023, Nigeria has carried the African flag proudly. Their resilience, their passion, and their ability to punch above their weight make them an essential part of Women's World Cup legacy. Nigeria's place in the Women's World Cup legacy has a very special place in the story. The Super Falcons are not just participants, they are pioneers for Africa. Nigeria is one of only a handful of countries, alongside giants like the USA, Germany, and Brazil, to have qualified for every single Women's World Cup since the very first one in 1991. That consistency alone makes them a cornerstone of the tournament's history. They carried the African flag when the game was still finding its feet, often facing teams with far more resources, preparation, yet refusing to back down. Even as more African teams like South Africa, Cameroon, and Morocco have grown stronger, Nigeria remains the continent's stand-bearer. At the 2019 World Cup in France, they reached the round of 16, and in 2023, they were one of the most talked about teams, holding Olympic champions Canada, defeating co-host Australia in front of a stunned Sydney crowd and only bowing out to England, just like I said, on penalties. For me, I don't consider that a win. I mean, Nigeria, we won that game irrespective. Although, yes, we lost on penalties. Each of those runs wasn't just about Nigeria, it was about proving African competitiveness on the world stage. Now, talking about the legacy of the World Cup, it's bigger than medals and trophies, honestly. It's the fact that little girls in Lagos, London, Tokyo, Toronto can dream of playing on the same stage as their heroes. It's the fact that a conversation about equal pay and fair treatment are central to football governance. And perhaps most importantly, it's a proof that when you give women athletes the platform, the visibility, and the respect they deserve, the world shows up to watch. Now, before I move to the next segment, that's the Women National Basketball Association growth. Yes, the Women's World Cup is no longer just an event. It's a global movement, a movement that has redefined what's possible for women in sport, and one that continues to inspire nations like Nigeria to dream bigger. I mean, I wouldn't say biggest, but fight harder and keep rising. Now, straight to the last segment. Now, if there's one league that has carried the banner of women's professional sports globally, is the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association. Since its launch in 1997, the WNBA has grown from a stoner experiment in the USA into one of the most respected and influential women's league in the world. Now, let's take a deep dive into that growth. The WNBA was officially founded in 1996 with the backing of the NBA at the time, when there were few professional options for women basketball players, the inaugural season tipped off in 1997 with 8 teams. Legends like Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, Lisa Laley became the faces of the league. For Cynthia Cooper, she led the Houston Hornets to win the first 4 championships in a row, settling the tone for excellence. For Lisa Leslie, she made history in 2002 by becoming the first woman to dunk in a WNBA game, a moment that proved women's basketball could be just as electrifying as the men's game. So for Lisa Leslie, she made history in 2002 by becoming the first woman to dunk in a WNBA game, and that moment proved women's basketball could be just as electrifying. I mean, just like the way Michael Jordan would dunk, LeBron James, Stephen Curry, does he have that eye to dunk? But I've seen him dunk before. Maybe Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant. I mean, these guys can actually dunk. I mean, the ladies, Lisa Leslie did it in 2002, and subsequently we started to see ladies also dunk in WNBA games. Though in the 2000s, the WNBA produced icons who expanded the league's visibility, and Diana Taurasi, often called Michael Jordan of women's basketball, became the all-time leading scorer. Sue Bird emerged as one of the best point guards in basketball history, while Tamika Catchings and Maya Moore showed incredible dominance on both ends of the court. The league survived challenges, low attendance in some markets, financial orders, and constant comparison to the NBA. But year after year, the NBA kept growing, carving out its own loyal fan base. The last 5 years have been has been top, yes. Stars like Bremer Stewart, AJ Wilson, Sabrina Losensu have taken the league to new heights, and then came Kathleen Clark, the college phenomenon, whose entry in the WNBA in 2024 brought unprecedented media attention, sponsorship, and sold-out arenas. Now, TV ratings have hit record highs, attendance, members are climbing, the merchandise sales are booming. The WNBA has become a cultural movement, not just a basketball league. Conversation about gender equality in sports, fair pay, and media coverage often center around the WNBA, making it a voice for women athletes around the world to have a voice. What makes the WNBA especially important is how it has inspired women basketball worldwide. Players from Europe, Asia, and Africa now see the WNBA as the ultimate stage. For Nigeria, the connection is direct. Nigerian American players like Nneka Ogunnaike, Chini Ogunike, Erica Ogunike, they're both sisters right there, have played in the WNBA while also representing Nigeria at the international competition. The Ogunnaike sisters in particular have been role models for young African girls who dream of balancing professional excellence with cultural pride. Through these players, the WNBA is not just an American story, it's part of Nigeria and Africa's sports journey too. just before I go further on the WNBA, the studio lines are now open. Now you can call 070-2520-107, 070-2520-107, 070-5507-107. Yeah, I would, if call in to take part in the giveaway section, I would ask you a question. If you get them, definitely there's something after the program. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oluwatife calling from Academy.
Oluwatife calling from Academy. How are you doing today? And that was Academy.
I'm good.
Yeah, you want to head straight to the giveaway?
Yes, yes.
All right, pick a number from number 1 to 20.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Pick a number from number 1 to 20.
Number one.
Number 1.
Yes.
Who was the first WNBA player to dunk in a game?
2.
Dunk in a game. I said it just now.
Please, I don't know it.
You are not listening. Yeah, thank you very much for calling. Lisa Leslie in 2002. I mean, I just said it just now when I talked about the likes of Michael Jordan, LeBron James right there. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? And I'm fine, sir. What's your name, sir? And where are you calling from?
My name is Jacob from Odyssey Road.
Oh, good afternoon, sir. Yeah. How are you doing today?
Fine. I appreciate the job you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Last week I won on your program.
Okay.
And I'm yet to be credited.
Oh, I thought.
I even sent, I called that number. You promised you would do something. Up to now, nothing. I even sent you a voicemail.
Oh, wow.
Your voice note.
I think
yes.
It was 2 winners last week, and I did justice to that.
Yes, 2 winners. I was the one who answered question number 2, and the first winner answered question number 1. And those were the only 2 people who got the right answer.
Okay, so after the program, I would
yes.
get back to you immediately after the program. Yes.
Am I eligible?
Yeah. You are. I mean, if you even win, it's double.
That will be double portion.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, pick a number from 1 to 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will pick question number 10.
Number 10.
Yes.
All right. So where was the first Women's World Cup held in 1991?
It was in Japan.
No, you're close. It was in China. You're close, yes. You can call back. Thank you so much for calling.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. I will get back to you after the show. I'll read out my number when you call it.
No problem.
Yeah, all right. Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Michael from Gate.
Michael from Gates. How are you doing today at House Gate?
I'm good, are you?
Very fine, thank you. Yeah, straight to the question.
Yes, give me number 2.
Number two. All right. Who is Nigeria's most capped female footballer and how many appearances does she have?
It's Aziza Toshola. I don't know how many caps.
No, most capped female footballer is not Asisa Toshola.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it Choma Azuma?
No. The most capped is Onome AB. She just retired most recently. She's played in 6 World Cups. Thank you so much for calling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
From Gagi.
Babatunde.
Calling from Gagi.
Okay. You called before?
No.
Oh, okay. Because
This
somebody.
is my first time.
Oh, first time.
Question number 15.
Wow. First time. Very nice. Yeah. Number 15.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, name one Nigerian American player who has played in the WNBA.
Female or?
Female. Because we are talking about female.
The Oshona case.
Okay. Mention one of them. The name. Is it? It's not Oshonaike. Ogunaike.
I know they are two, but one is Catherine Oshona.
No, it's not Catherine. It's not Catherine.
But I think I get the Oshona.
Is Ogunaike, not Oshonaike. Oshonaike is table tennis.
Yeah, it's Ogunaike, yes.
Is Ogunaike.
You mentioned it. I was following the
Yeah. I want you to just mention their first name, one of them. The first name of one of them.
And it's not Catherine.
It's not Catherine. The fact that you got because it shows that you listened. Well, anyway, you can call back. There are other questions. Thank you so much for calling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Ineka Ogunaike and Chine Ogunaike right there. And there's also Erica Ogunaike. So the three sisters, Ineka, Chine, and Erica. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is David calling from your road.
James.
David.
All right. Pick a number from.
Number two.
Someone already picked number 2.
Number 3.
Okay, number 3. Yes. Which Nigerian club did Asisat? Are you there? Wow. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is Michael calling back.
Michael calling back. All right, pick a number. 11. Okay, so how many Afro-Basket titles in the row have Nigerian D Tigers basketball team won? In a row, how many have they won in a row? And you have to mention the years. Tough?
Stop.
All right.
I think 5.
It's not 5, 4. You're wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Hello?
Yeah, I'm actually calling back.
About today calling back.
Question number 17.
Number 17.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, which Nigerian club did Asisat Oshoala play for before moving Europe?
No, you asked somebody just now.
I really want to ask that question because it's Nigeria's related. I'm going to put that because it's
okay.
Yeah. Now number 17. I'm going to skip number 17 because it's something about the WNBA and it's quite. You understand? It's quite tough. So I just want to. Or should I give you number 17?
Okay, let me try the answer as well.
Okay. So what club did she play for moving abroad?
I think it's
The maybe Abba Queens.
Not Abba Queens. You're wrong. It's Rivers Angels.
Rivers Angels.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So number 17 question. Let me give you number 17 question. So that you will understand what I'm saying. Now, which team won the 4 WNBA championship in a row? Definitely. It's gonna be tough. Which team won the first WNBA championship in a row? You can
Is it in Africa or?
No, not in Africa. It has to do with the Women National Basketball Association right there in Europe.
No.
Yes,
I don't know.
you see. So it's Houston Comets, 1997 to 2000. Thank you so much for calling. Now, just to conclude on the business of the growth, one of the biggest signs of the WNBA growth in its business side, sponsorship deals are bigger than ever. Companies, I won't mention the names of the companies. I mean, you talk about the top ones, they've become major sponsors. In 2023, the league secured a new media right deal that significantly boosted revenue. For the first time, WNBA players are not just competing, they are becoming global stars. Brands signing shoe deals and headlining commercials right there. That visibility matters because it shifts the narrative for women's basketball as a sideshow to women's basketball as a global product. And yes, it's time to go. Thank you for joining me on the journey into the rise of women's sports. And yes, special thanks to Daniel Adeyemi, who is the studio manager for today. The man at the engineering is Amos33. Special thanks to the producer of the show, Pretty the Finest, Adegoke. And also the general manager of Melody 100.7 FM, Eniola Afolabi, the sports marshal. And yes, the chairman of Melody FM, Prophet Sam Adebayo Ojo. Thank you so much, sir, for the platform. I do not take it for granted. And until later today, when I come your way on Complete Sport, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., where I would be joining Pretty the Finest and Daniel Adeyemi to do justice to sports, I'm Akinbobola, Egunfemi. Good afternoon.
Melody 100.7 FM Ibadan. Stay cool with Melody.
Ìkànnì tó kọjá rẹ́kẹrẹ́kẹ́ Melody FM Ìbàdàn.